And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back, hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa with Dale Hightower from Seaguar. Talking fishing, it's biting.
Boy, it is biting. Such great news. If you didn't catch the first hour of the show, man, great catch porch prowler in the tribute. The local fishing is on. The variety is on. Yellowfins and bluefins and dorados and kelps. And, boy, what do you need for that? You need Seaguar fluorocarbon. And the man that's in here talking about it today, Dale Hightower, has brought us such an awesome prize for one lucky caller at the end of our show today is going to win this killer prize pack thanks to Dale. It includes 4 spools of Seaguar fluorocarbon, 2 spools of pink, 2 spools of Premier, and you're going to get 2 of those great brand new Nomad DTX minnows, a great trolling plug. With all this yellowfin that's biting our offshore right now, we heard Andrew talk about jig strikes. That is the perfect thing. It's going to be a great opportunity. In addition to that great prize pack, you're also going to win 2 tickets to the CCA banquet that's coming up here in conjunction with the BD Outdoors Offshore Shootout. It's August 12th. All this benefits the San Diego CCA chapter, and it's going to be held at Portuguese Hall. Again, August 12th is going to be a great time. So prize pack with 2 tickets. Then another lucky caller at the end of the show today is also going to win 2 tickets to that great event. It's going to be some great prizes, great fun. And again, if you want to join us in the second hour, 2 ways to do it. First is with our local number. That one's 858 area code 457-1090, or reach us toll-free. The toll-free line is 877-792-1090.
All right, let's jump into those phones. If you want to get through, one line open, 858-457-1090.
You got it. How about we talk to John, who's calling us from Long Beach this morning. Good morning, John. Thanks for getting us started here in the second hour.
Good morning, gentlemen. Great show as usual. I just have a comment and then a question for Dale about, maybe 6-7 years ago, I wasn't quite as tuned in to the fluorocarbon deal, So I'm on a 3-day trip, and I got all straight mono. Everybody around me's getting bit. And the deckhand says, what are you using on there? I said, well, I got monofilament. He said, well, do you have a piece of fluoro tied on there? I said, no. He tied a piece of fluoro on there, and I caught like 10 fish in a row.
How about that?
Cool. It's like, what did we do 30 or 40 years ago? Are the fish getting smarter, or what is it? I could not get bit on straight mono.
Well, here's what I tell everybody. When we're on a boat with a bunch of other people, we're in competition next to our best friends sometimes. And fluorocarbon, if everybody's fishing fluorocarbon and you're not, you're at a disadvantage. And I think that's why it caught on so quick, is that people that were first fishing it had a great advantage when they were the only guys on the boat fishing it. And now it's almost a must. And you have to do stuff to make your bait look better than the other 29 other baits out there. So if it's fishing shorter pieces of, fluoro with, shorter top shots and smaller hooks and still picking a bait, I tell everybody picking a bait is just as important as it was 30 years ago. So, having the right bait, making sure you hook it well, and also having the right size hook for it. But, we all caught fish 30 years ago, but it's a lot more fun fishing the tackle we're fishing today. Cool. I mean, I'm getting ready for my trip, and I just thought about it as I was putting it all together. It's like, it's kind of cool just to look at a bunch of reels that's got braid on it, ready to go. And all I have to do is wait till I see what kind of bait we got, and then ready to go.
That's cool.
Eye on your Seaguar fluorocarbon or the appropriate size hook and appropriate size line, and there you go. Now, the invisibility factor of fluorocarbon is certainly one of the many things that make it such a great line that is a must-use today. But there are other factors that make it the same, right?
Yeah, well, that's what put it on the map was, some guys fishing it on boats and catching more fish than everybody else, and they're like, I got to have this. Yeah. So that's the refraction rate is closest to water, 100% fluorocarbon. But that's what put it on the map. I think the abrasion resistance for me is the number one factor I fish it today. And the other cool stuff about it is it doesn't absorb water like nylon does or monofilament. So monofilament's kind of like a sponge. If you take a cross-section of it under a microscope, you'll see air pockets. So anybody that's fished monofilament for a while, they'll know that it gets softer the more you fish it. And they're like, oh, it feels better. It gets softer. Well, it gets softer because it absorbs water. And when it absorbs water, monofilament loses tensile strength. It loses knot strength. It becomes stretchier. So you lose performance of monofilament the longer you fish it. Whereas fluorocarbon's solid, doesn't absorb water. It's actually denser than water. It actually sinks, which I think's
good.
By the way, another reason we get bit.
Agreed.
So refraction and sink, the sink rate. I mean, it doesn't sink like a sinker does, but it's denser than water. It naturally sinks in the water column. And the cool part is because it's solid and it doesn't absorb water, your knot strength stays the same. Your tensile strength stays the same. Your stretch, which is low to start with, doesn't change. So the longer you fish monofilament, the weaker the performance.
See, this is why I love having Dale in. I didn't know that about mono absorbing water, and then once the water gets in it, it loses. I didn't know any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so that's what I tell people. It's like tensile strength, knot strength, elasticity, and and we all know that because when we fish it, if you fish monofilament long enough, you'll feel it gets better. Like, oh, it feels softer.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Well, it's because it's wetter. It's absorbed that moisture. And then when you put it in your garage when you store it, and then the next time you fish it, it's like super kinky because it dried out. And it dried out, wound around your reel, so now it's got the set in it.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Speaking of storage, that's another factor that's a positive with fluorocarbon. You don't have to throw it away after a year or two.
Yeah, it doesn't break down like monofilament does. We still try to tell people as a guideline 5 years. If you've had it 5 years and you didn't go through it all, then my number one thing is you don't fish enough. So as a joke, you're not fishing enough. But I still have the confidence in it. A few years later, I still make sure I rotate mine. I mean, obviously I'm the Seaguar rep, so I try to fish fairly new product every year, and then stuff that I didn't fish, I might have opened a spool up, and I give it to guys. So it's still good. I want to make sure that I'm always fishing current product, that's got the new labels on it and stuff. I'll go on boats and watch people fishing some of our product that the packaging's like 15 years old. Right. And they still have all the confidence that they're going to catch.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's jump back into the phones. One line open. You want to get through. It's been a busy morning. 877-792-1090.
Minard in Temecula is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, fellas. Question for Dale regarding the product. I kind of a novice at fishing. I've only been doing it for about 5-6 years, long range, and I was using 130-pound fluorocarbon, and I was tying my lures for wahoos, and part of the biggest problem I had was tying knots because it was so thick and so brittle. My question is that on the new products that are coming out, you're saying that they're softer and they're smaller. Will they be also easy to tie, and also will they have a little bit of stretching to them?
Yeah, so our Fluoro Premier is perfect for that. It's definitely an easier line to tie knots in, even in the bigger sizes. It's softer. It's got better knot tying capabilities. It actually has a little more stretch than our Blue Label does. So I'm assuming you're using that instead of using wire. You're using 130-pound of your Wahoo jigs.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the thing was I didn't catch anything. I had them all set up with wire, and they had lockjaw. But once I went to the fluorocarbon, put about a 3-foot piece on the end, they were hitting it hard.
Yeah, well, I always tell everybody, if you want to catch wahoo, take the wire off. And I talk to people all the time, and they're like, but I don't want to lose the jig. And I'm like, well, then you don't want to catch a fish. So you have to be willing. I always tell everybody to donate some jigs to the Wahoo gods.
As a tackle store guy, I completely support that message. I think that's a great call.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. I think we're all, and I see it on the trips. Everybody's afraid to lose tackle, and I think Andy Cates always says it best on the trip. You know what a really good fishing trip is? When you have nothing left to fish with.
Yeah.
You went through all your hooks and sinkers and lures and stuff, and you have to buy it again for the next. So you went through it. It was a bad fishing trips when you come home with everything you left with.
That's true.
Right? No. So, and I don't know. I mean, you see it, Rick, every day in the shop. It's like you buy stuff to use it, and if you have to donate it every once in a while, you donate it.
Part of the deal. Wow. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
That heavy Seaguar Blue Label has for sure become a big thing in wahoo fishing, and you have to just play the wahoo game by ear. If they're biting good, absolutely feed them the wire. No question about it. Your jig's staying safe, but if it's picky, Seaguar, that's why I love that Seaguar Blue Label comes in all those real high line tests. Like if you fish Seaguar to your wahoo jigs, no doubt you will get more bites. You will also lose that lure at some point. That doesn't mean you're going to lose
even if you're using 200 or 400 pound tests.
Yes, that lure will go away, but it's probably not going to go away on the first one. It might, but it might go away on the sixth one or something. You know what I mean? So you just got to weigh out those options.
Catch fish.
Yeah, if they're biting good, yes, feed them the wire and don't worry about it. But if it's picky, yeah, you're going to donate a couple jigs, but you're also going to have a bunch of skin to bring home at the end of the day.
And we've all landed wahoo fishing tuna on fluorocarbon, like live bait fishing.
Yes.
So
absolutely. Circle hook, live bait, corner of the mouth, just winding.
Get them just right.
Yeah,
you're going to get them.
Get them. Hey, one line open. If you're using our app, our Let's Talk Hookup app, either on your Android device or your iPhone device, if you haven't downloaded it, it's awesome. But that's the number when you hit call in to the show. We'll hit that 877-792-1090, which is the only line available right now. It's on our app.
Good call. Hey, with that, we're going to find out what's going on the water. We got the man, your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, standing by. And today, this report is sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Not only do they offer the best processing for your trip when your trip returns to the San Diego landings, now with Fish Pros The Market, you can purchase fresh fish, smoked and jerky fish, and their famous tuna burgers right at their convenient Liberty Station location. Fish Pros has also become famous for their line of smoked spices, rubs, and salts, as well as their smoked cheese. Pick up their Liberty Station location or stop by and taste it. I guarantee you will be hooked. And we got the man, your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, on the line. What's up, Dave?
Well, good morning, guys. Good morning, Ricky. Once again, I want to congratulate you for catch of a lifetime. That's insane. What a fish. What a story. Congratulations. Good luck topping that one. You might as well just stop fishing now and just sell tackle.
Thanks, buddy. That means a lot. It was a really, really cool experience, and I appreciate the kind words, man. I've never been more stoked to catch a fish.
Oh, absolutely. And then to rig everything and do it all yourself, that makes it even more better.
Yeah.
But, hey, guys, let's talk about fishing. Fishing is, like Mark Wish was saying yesterday, it's pretty much insane pretty much everywhere. Gundy was just talking about surf fishing. All I can tell you guys is if you're not at Catalina with the kids catching bass, if you're not offshore with the adults catching giant bluefin, if you're not offshore looking for Dorado and yellowtail, I can't imagine that this would be a good time of the year to go to work. That is a horrible word. We don't even like to use that word. All I can tell you guys is everything's biting everywhere, and you got to get out on the water and you got to go fishing. The weather is going to be insane this week. They're calling for 0 wind all week. Bass fishing at Catalina is insane right now. They're still in the spawning mode with this water temperature being where it's at 73, 74, and we're very, very clean over here at Catalina. We're sitting here on the mooring can at Wrigley Center right now. There's not a breath of wind on the water. It's probably 75 already on the water here. All I can tell you guys, like I say every week, is you have to get out on the water and you have to go fishing. This is a great week to call in sick.
Yeah.
Dave, I just can't get over it. There's not a thing that's not worth going to do right now. Like whatever it is.
Exactly.
I mean, you said it. The calico bass fishing on the beach is fantastic right now. And that's, we talk about it all the time, but that's the beauty of Fish Dope and guys like yourself that reports whatever it is that you're suited to do, whether that's inshore fishing, bay fishing, tuna, islands, kelp patties offshore. There are sections of Fish Dope that cover all of those things, and they are all happening right now.
Exactly. But, Ricky, I'm going to give you a heads up. You're going to have to start sewing up frozen flying fish for all of us. We're going to need those wings sewed out. because that's what the fish has turned to, these bluefin. It's all about that dead flying fish. No more the rubber one. Now it's about a dead flying fish that you buy at Bait Masters, and then you take it to Fisherman's Landing Tackle and get Ricky to rig it up for you, because that's what these things want to eat right now, especially with no wind. It's going to be hard to get bit on the skipped rubber flying fish, but Ricky's going to start rigging us some flying fish here this week, so I'll be down there to get some.
Yeah, and I know Dana Landing in Mission Bay, I believe, is carrying flying fish now, frozen flying fish. It's like the old days. Back in the early days when we used to fish marlin, that's what we fished, was dead flying fish sewn up.
And just like things evolve as they do, that is a rig that we make a hook set rig just for it, because the one thing about flying fish is those fish are unbelievably good at picking them off of the hook. And I know, Dale, you know that from long-range fishing. Like, there's something about flyers. Those fish are so good at eating them and not getting the hooks. And we modified almost a similar style rig to how we do a yummy flyer, but to troll a dead flying fish. So yeah, you're right, buddy. We have already been very busy dealing with that at the shop, and it's fun. It's fun to get to take the old school techniques and twist them around to the new ways that we do it, and yeah, it's fun watching it ever changing.
Indeed,
absolutely. And I'll be trying to come down there Wednesday or Thursday, Ricky, and we'll sit down with you and we'll film it so we can get it up on the website so people can see what we're talking about, because it's important.
Come on down.
Sounds like a plan. FishDope.com is your source. Captain Dave Hansen and more report every day. It's $20 off a new membership to FishDope.com. Hookup Now is the code. Lowercase, no space. Hookup Now. And Captain Dave, how do we get you and all your fine video features?
Okay, guys, you want to go to my website at yoursaltwaterguide.com and check it out. Like I said, we're going to go down there to Fisherman's Landing and film some of that rigging of those flying fish that Ricky's going to show us how to do. But there's just tons of information available on the website. Just look it up at yoursaltwaterguide.com, and I will talk to you guys next Sunday.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate that very much. And that report's sponsored by Terrafin Sea Surface Temperature Charts. Focus your offshore fishing on the most productive areas. You got to have it right now because the water's changing. Listen to what they said about Dana.
That was the craziest thing I've ever heard.
But that's the kind of stuff you get from Terrafin. Yep. Not only that, the chlorophyll. You can find the clean water edges. Everything is on chlorophyll. You download it right with Terrafin Mobile. Download it right to your device, your iPad, your iPhone, your Droid device. You take it with you wherever you go. Download that chart right now at Terrafin.com. There's some good 4-star charts right now up there that you got to take with you next time you go fishing.
Especially when it's kelp fishing, too. You know, a lot of times you'll see those temperature breaks. They line up on currents converging together and things like that. I mean, a lot of times those hard lines, when you see those water coming together, is where those lines of kelps will be, too. It's just, that's an invaluable tool at such little money for a year of great information.
$99 a year?
For a year. Like yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Wouldn't think of not having a Terrafin subscription.
All right, phones are packed. They want to talk to Dale, so let's jump into it.
Don in Mira Mesa is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, Don? Good morning.
Don.
Yeah, I got two questions, one for Dale and one for you, Rick. The first one would be with Dale. I love that pink floral or the fluorocarbon, and how we feel about the PR knot, using that PR bobbin. And the second one for Rick is, after two gaffs getting broken on your prize fish there, I was wondering how you feel about those precision flying gaffs. Should we start carrying those?
Well, in regards to the knot, I think that knot's similar to the FG knot, which is an awesome knot. But I tell people most guys can't tie that knot, myself included. So I'm a big fan of the John Collins knot. Period. I sat there and watched a guy hook and land a 258 this year on my long trip on the John Collins knot. And the guy was, when he was tying it, he was new to long range fishing. He was tying it, and he's asking me, "Am I tying it right?" And I went, "Yeah, like 6 up, 6 down." And next thing I know, he's got 258 on the deck on a John Collins knot. And then I'm like, "Oh, that'll catch all size fish."
Yeah.
I just like it because it's easy to tie and easy to teach.
Yeah, I'm right with Dale. I think that is a great knot, Don, that PR knot that you're talking about, and it very clean when done, just involved. You know, the beauty of an RP knot is you grab the line, you bend it, you twist it, you cinch it, and that's it. You are right that is a great connection, but it's just an involved one, and maybe slightly less practical to do in a hurry on the boat. But just like we always say, any good connection tied right is going to be just fine, and any good connection tied wrong is not going going to work. So you find one that you're confident in and you like, it's all good.
What about flying gaffs? You going to put it on your boat?
I sure wish I had one the other day. I mean, like anything, I think that anytime you're going offshore, it's a smart thing to have. And if it was just one of those things. We Neil and I both own flying gaffs. We have the Aftco flying gaffs, and it would have been great to have, but you know how it is. You limit the gear you bring, so you're not tripping over stuff, and we didn't have them. And any time that you're in a situation where you think catching a swordfish is the reason to have a flyer, but these big tuna are worthy of it also, especially if you don't have. We were lucky that day that I had Neil and Blake, which are two, super strong dudes. I'm not a little guy either. It was just one of those things. We had enough people to deal with it. If you're often fishing with people that are, not, young guys that work on sport boats, it helps to control the fish because now you've got a rope in them. So, yeah, I think that a flying gaff is a great tool to have offshore. They're not too terribly expensive and a very worthy thing to have with you.
After your story, I have an Aftco flying gaff sitting in my garage. I think it's going on the boat.
Yeah, they don't take up a ton of room. There's no reason not to. I'm totally with you, Don. I think it's a good call.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Hey, it's coming up this coming Saturday. It's our next San Diego County Ford Dealer Live Remote. It's August 4th, Saturday, August 4th, this coming Saturday at North County Ford in Vista.
Cool.
And it's going to be great because Ken Corwin from Ken's Custom Reels is going to be our guest. And it's your next chance to qualify for the two big grand prizes, either by random draw, which everybody's in on, or winning the Shimano casting contest. Prize one, a Hobie Mirage Drive kayak from Fastlane Kayaks in Mission Bay, along with a trip to Cedros kayak fishing. Go down there, fish with Jeff at Cedros Island. Grand prize number two, 4-night fishing package for two at Rancho Leonero in Baja's East Cape, and that includes round-trip tickets, San Diego, Orange County, or LAX to Los Cabos on the best, the Alaska Airlines flights down there. Check the Alaska Air banner on the front page of the letstalkhookup.com, and you'll know more about why Alaska is the best airline to go out there. Hey, you can also win a trip on the Blackjack. That's a great 4-pack boat at Dana Landing in Mission Bay. Shimano rods and reels, Maui Jim sunglasses, and more. Ton of great giveaways. All you do is just show up. Check the guest page at letstalkhookup.com. Rules and details for this coming Saturday, August 4th at North County Ford in Vista. That's just off the 78 freeway in Vista. Mike Wynn from Turner's Outdoorsman's online. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing this morning?
Hey, fantastic. Big goings on at Turner's Outdoorsman, right?
Yeah, we're opening up a bunch of stores. We're remodeling stores, and part of the reason I'm calling in is to talk about our Norwalk remodel sale. The store's been expanded about an extra 1,000 square feet, and there's a lot more fishing in there, and we've got some hot fishing deals for this remodel sale, which is this Friday.
So it's one day only, this Friday?
Well, it's going to go on for the whole weekend, and some of these specials will go on for about a week. It's all while supplies last. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah. Now, when Mike says while supplies last, he's the tackle buyer, yes. So he knows some of them aren't going to last because they're pretty smoking deals, right?
Yeah, I wanted to get super aggressive. I want to, get everyone some hot deals as we're in the middle of the fishing season here. And if I could just talk about a couple of them here.
Go for it.
I have a bunch of Abbott Blems still.
Nice.
And it's the best price we've had on them ever, even better than the Fred Hall show. It's 30% off.
Come on.
What?
On all Abbott Blems. Yeah, it's not making any money really, but just want to move through some inventory. Got some HXW Raptors, HXWs, HX Raptors. I mean, plenty of big stuff for this big bluefin that everyone's catching. We've got a bunch of Shimano and G Loomis rep samples. G Loomis rep sample rods, 45% off.
Whoa,
Shimano rep sample rods, 40% off.
Whoa.
Shimano rep sample reels, 35% off. So super savings. I mean, we've got Calicas, Trinidads, and everything in between. Toriums, freshwater bait casters, all kinds of stuff. Terramar rods.
Amazing.
Talus rods, all kinds of stuff.
You guys don't mess around, Mike. No doubt about that.
That is an amazing deal, and it starts this Friday at the Norwalk Turner's Outdoorsman only, right?
Yep, at 8 a.m. And we'll have a separate register for the tackle counter. So if you're just there to buy some tackle, you don't have to wait in the long main register lines. We'll have a special tackle register to get you in and out, so you don't have to wait there with all the gun guys, because there's tons of gun specials too. I mean, the page is crazy on the deals we have on those.
Wow. All right. So how do we learn more about this sale at Norwalk?
Well, the easiest way is go to Turners.com, sign up on our email list, and we will email blast you the entire ad. It'll also be up on our website. And a special one, actually, one more hot special here, since Dale's in studio. Seaguar pink fluorocarbon, 100 pound to 200 pound in a 25-yard spool. There's going to be 100 per size available at this price, $24.98.
That's crazy.
How much is that normally?
Get out of here.
It's regularly $50 to $90, and we're going to have for $24.98. Limit is 5 total per customer.
Oof.
That's crazy.
And there's only 100 total.
Per size.
No, 100 per size. So there's going to be 400 coils available in 100, 130, 150, and 200.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
That's a good deal, Mike. Amazing deals. Norwalk store only. Turner's Outdoorsman starts this Friday. How do we find you?
Easiest way, www.turners.com.
All right. And go to Norwalk. Save some big bucks starting this Friday. Thanks, Mike, for joining us.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Appreciate that very much.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of this great information. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Rock Cod Rick here for West Coast Marine and Parker Boats. You see them all over Southern California waters. Parker Boats at the launch ramp, the offshore islands. You wake up in the morning on an overnight trip, and there they are. Parker Boats of all size fishing in the same area as the sporties. There's a good reason for it. Fishability and seaworthiness. Of all the boats out there, my boat partner and I chose to get a brand new 25 Parker center console from Kevin Kelly and the gang at West Coast Marine, and I could not be happier. Wow, what a fishing machine. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat, probably overbuilt, but that's why so many 4- and 6-pack charters choose to operate Parkers. We thank the guys at Pinnacle Sport Fishing, Season Sport Fishing, One-Man Charters, Black and Blue Sport Fishing for their confidence in Parker boats. Take it from me, if you are ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, and honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check out their inventory and information at westcoastmarine.com.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 19 stores and more to come throughout Southern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
The Yamaha Outboard Summer Power Sales Event is here. Until the end of August, eligible new select 90 to 200 horsepower 4-cylinder 4-strokes include 2 free years of Yamaha extended service. And eligible new 2.5 to 75 horsepower 4-strokes include up to $500 in dealer credit. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Visit your local Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Offer ends August 31, 2018. Subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Pete here to tell you about our friends Jim and Mary and their incredible crew at Poway Valley Collision. I hear it all the time. Hey, I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, and you were right. Mentioned you guys, and they gave us the VIP treatment. Fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. We know you may not need them now, but when accidents happen, it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. And I'm not fooling. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, and Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. I had my car repaired at Poway Valley Collision, and the job was perfect. So get your vehicle fixed right at Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need.
They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointlomasportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Indeed, phones are packed. They want to talk to Dale. They want to more so also not only talk to Dale, but win that Nomad Seaguar fluorocarbon package that Dale brought in, along with those tickets to the CCA banquet August 12th. Let's go ahead and jump on the phones.
Sounds good, man. Let's talk to Rick. He's calling us from Temecula this morning. What's up, Rick? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for joining us, Rick.
Good morning, guys. You touched a little bit on the shelf life of fluorocarbon a little bit ago, but I was just wondering, as the season winds down and, you're unpacking your tackle bag, what's the best way to keep and store your product to make sure that next year, the quality is still the same?
I would tell Rhea, if you have the ability to store it in your house where you're climate controlled, it's always going to be better than storing it in the garage. My garage definitely gets warmer than the house does. But with that being said, I store mine in the garage. It doesn't, like I said, it's not like it's 200 degrees in the garage. But if you want it to be the freshest, I would definitely always say store it in climate controlled.
It's a good call. Throw your tackle bag in the closet somewhere. Keep it good for next season.
Exactly. But, fluorocarbon is susceptible to heat at a certain level. I don't think garage heat's going to do it unless you're in, like, Blythe, California or something.
Well, it gets a little warm up here in Temecula.
Just climate control. Just put it in your closet, like Rick said. That'd be a great way to store it for the off-season.
That is the beauty of it, though. If you had a spool of mono at the end of the season, it's probably not safe for next season, but your Seaguar fluorocarbon, no worries whatsoever for me.
Yeah, and then, the cool part is I always feel with monofilament, because it is susceptible to UV light. Like, UV light will definitely break down monofilament. Fluorocarbon, it doesn't. So, UV light
is not a factor.
Right, and UV light happens just not, just because we're out fishing. It happens in stores, right? I mean, the stores are all under UV lights. So, you never know when the product was made, how long it's been sitting in a shop for, how long you've had it in a tackle box for. So, with fluorocarbon, I always feel confident. I mean, I was getting ready for my trip, and I'm using spools that I had last year. I'm like, I have all the confidence in it.
We had a pretty good chuckle at the shop because the guy was asking us the other day, exactly that. He said, well, how long do you think you guys have been sitting on this spool of fluorocarbon? And we had to chuckle, we reload the 40-pound Seaguar Premier peg about 4 times a day. Like, that is the single most popular line that we sell. And, he was concerned that had been sitting there for months at a time. Like, man, I wish we had months.
We're about half hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we reloaded like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, all right. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, how about next up, we talked to Corey. He's calling us from Escondido this morning. What's up, Corey? Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hope you're all having a great day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, Ricky, congratulations on the big fish you caught over the week, too. That's awesome.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Couple quick questions. One, I'm taking out some family to do rent rod half-day fishing this week. What would be a good application for some Seaguar fluorocarbon in that to maybe put on the end of those rent rod monos? And the second question, what would be a plastic color recommendation you'd recommend for something in that range?
I would say if you're fishing local waters, definitely have some 20, 25, or 30-pound tests, depending on what the target species is. 25 is probably like the go-to, right, Rick? For just
I would think so. Yeah.
Like I said, if you just want to go buy one spool of fluorocarbon for local half-day, three-quarter-day fishing, you can't go wrong with a spool of 25.
Not too heavy to catch a bass, still heavy enough to catch a yellow. I think that'd get you through on just about everything.
And learn that Seaguar knot to tie your mono to your fluorocarbon.
Yeah, the Seaguar knot,
easy, just a few turns, pull it through, done.
I promise you, probably go to YouTube and find it, and maybe even on your guys' channel, right?
Yeah, I think I think it's everywhere.
Yeah,
Seaguar knot.
And that's the mono to fluorocarbon connection.
Right.
So definitely go to YouTube and find the Seaguar knot video.
Not a connection for Power Pro to fluorocarbon.
No.
That's where you want the John Collins.
Yeah,
stuff,
exactly.
Right? But it's great for mono to fluorocarbon. And then what about plastic color?
Plastics right now, there's been some really good bass fishing, and the water is really clean, at least locally here in San Diego. And whenever the water is really, really clean and clear, I like to use, I always say, like, dirtier the water, dirtier the colors, cleaner the water, cleaner the colors. So I like the blue backs with clear bellies and silver bellies. Like the bait fish type colors have been really good right now. But just in general, you can never go wrong with browns and greens either. So if you had a little mix, some brown, some green, and some kind of bait fish color, I think you'd be in really good shape for half day in right now.
Have fun,
awesome,
Corey.
Thank you. Thanks, gentlemen.
All right. Enjoy your half day fishing. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hills in Ventura is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Hills.
Hey, good morning, guys. I wanted to ask Dale about stretch factor on the different Seaguar products. Like, for instance, Ryan Boschian, that boat is real high off the water, and he doesn't want you to have a 3-foot piece of fluoro to your Spectra. And years ago, there was a different brand of fluoro that was on long-range boats. They were talking about, this is better because it has more stretch, So, but I just heard you did touch on that. I think it was the Fluoro Premier.
Yeah,
the little stretchier.
Yeah, you get a little more stretch with Fluoro Premier than, let's say, Blue Label. So if you're looking for a little more stretch, that's definitely the way to go. And I think that there's more stretch in fluoro than people think. Because I know, like, when I'm fishing, heavier line for the big tuna, I like pre-straighten out my top shot, and I'm probably fishing about 15-foot top shot when I'm fishing big tuna. And so I usually hook it on one of the rings that they use for the trolling straps, and then I stretch it in the morning so my line's nice and straight. And even with only 15 feet of line out and it's just fluoro, it's amazing. There's more stretch there than people think. So they think there's no stretch to fluorocarbon. There's stretch to fluorocarbon. It just doesn't have stretch like mono does, and when you're fishing short top shots, there's even less of it. So,
but that's one of the cool things about Seaguar Fluoro Premier is that not only you have stretch, not only you have thinner diameter, the abrasion resistance with that double structure, it's kind of got it all.
Yeah,
and the knot tying ability.
There's everything. I mean, that's my go-to.
Yeah,
I would say Fluoro Premier is my go-to, and then I'll use Pink Label or Blue Label around that, depending if the different conditions allow me to fish something different, or I need to fish something different.
Yeah.
And now I've got this fourth thing that's now going to come up, which is the Gold Label. Now I'm like,
yeah. Now what?
Now I have a new tool, and I look at everything. These are all tools.
Yeah.
Right? The Blue Label's a tool, Fluoro Premier's a tool, Pink Label's a tool, and Gold Label's going to be a new tool.
See, I'm opposite of Dale. I'm a Blue Label is what I use. Blue Label is what I use for everything, unless I feel like I really need to stealth out some kind of bite. Then I use Premier. I like.
That's the toughest. Blue Label, the diameter and the toughness of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the big diameter. I like the fact that no matter where I hook that thing, I'm good. I like the fact that I have confidence even though I probably should be retying every time, a lot of times I don't. I like that it's heavy, big knot strength. And if but if it's really tough to get a bite, then I'll put the Premier on.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful part about Seaguar, since we make our own fluorocarbon resins, and we have a technology nobody else does, which is the double structure, and we have all these great products. It allows all of us to figure out what products are best for our type of fishing, and that's why we make them all. It's not like there's just one that works and the rest don't.
We just keep trying to get you to make 130-pound Tatsu.
Yeah, well, I will definitely tell you this Gold Label is Tatsu technology. Like that's what I tell everybody. I think, and I actually had the conversation with the guys at Seaguar. So Tatsu is the premier product in freshwater lines.
Yeah.
And I know you guys fish it in saltwater too, right? So that it's not fished just in freshwater.
We love it.
And then in fly fishing, it's always been Grand Max. That's always, Grand Max tippet material has always been in this category above all the other tippet material.
Same as Tatsu, though.
Yeah, it's that Tatsu technology. And now Gold Label comes out, and I can tell you right now, this is so each of the class, leader, line, and tippet will have this super premium grade of fluorocarbon that's really off the scale.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it'd be great if they did Gold Label to 130 pound, but we just had that conversation. But that's what's fun about.
Cool, man.
Yeah, that's what's fun about Seaguar is they really are able to make this really innovative product that suits all of our fishing needs.
Yeah, fun. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Appreciate that.
All right, let's jump right back in, and we're going to talk to Norman calling from San Diego this morning. Hi, Norman. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, Rick, just quick congratulations on that. Just really an astounding catch. That sortie was just amazing. I can't even, I'm speechless.
That's nice of you to say, buddy. Thank you, Norman. I'm really proud of it.
Yep. My question is for Dale. I got a question about tying on big flies for like GTs and marlin. And when you tie these non-slip monos with they're really big, like 80, 100-pound test floral, it's really hard to tie. I've done perfection loops, and those work, but I was wondering if there's any other loop knots you would suggest for a really big mono for flies, a big floral for flies.
Well, I'm not a super big fan of the perfection loop because it's a 50% knot. So when you're talking about like GTs and marlin, I want a little higher break strength than 50%. I mean, it's great. I mean, I could definitely tie day in, day out. It's pretty easy to tie a perfection loop and put a fly on there, or a jig or whatever. That non-slip mono knot's a great knot. I would say, have you played with Flora Premier? Have you tried using Flora Premier as far as our product? Because it'd probably take that no-slip mono knot and tie it really well. And I have not. Yeah, you should try I think you should stick with that knot. I know Lefty Cray was a huge fan of that knot. But I would try our Flora Premier because I think you'll be very impressed by how easy that product ties knots. And we make that up to 200 pounds. So.
Okay, so that's less stiff or.
It's definitely
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I think if you played with that, you'd have all the confidence in tying your favorite knot in that. It's much different than any other big fluorocarbon out there.
Okay, so does it like almost, if you put a lot of tension on it, does it sort of like semi-melt into knots?
Yeah, no, I think, like I said, if you play with it, you're going to be really impressed.
Try it out, Norman. Seaguar Flora Premier, you'd be amazed, for sure. What pound test does it come in?
It comes from, 12 pound to 200 pound.
Okay, so everything in between.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, how about next up we talk to Brian calling from Pomona this morning. Hey, Brian, welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Whoa. Oh, hey, how you doing? My question is for Dale. You can hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Is that we're old. We're like 60, 62 years old, and we don't have time to do that leader. We just go direct. I'm thinking just putting on an 80-pound backup. You know what I mean? Just in case we roll into something because we're going Tuesday. And I'm going to have my 25-pound, of course, pole. That'd be fine, right? I mean, I know you're worried about the teeth biting on it or whatever, but that should be able to pull in a 100-pounder, no problem, right?
You're talking about just filling the reel straight up with 80?
Yeah, straight up, yeah.
Well, if you're doing that, you're probably doing it with mono. And if you're doing that...
Oh, use mono.
I don't think you can fill a whole reel up with 80-pound. At some point, you're going to have to tie a knot. So either you're going to fill it up with the whole reel with mono, and then it would get back into the abrasion resistance that you're not going to get out of the mono. So I think I wouldn't have a lot of confidence in a bluefin on 80-pound mono, considering the size of some of these bluefin out here and how long people are on them.
80-pound test is very light for today's standards if you hook one of those blue bits.
Yeah, so that's where the braid and the knots come in, because you don't have to fish. You can fish whatever size you want to. I mean, with the braid on the reel, you can tie on, and the knot's really easy. I mean, I keep telling you that RP knot is John Collins knot is so easy.
And I get where you're concerned about, learning those things. Brian, go to a good tackle store. They will have no problem outfitting it for you. They'll get you done through the trip. Ride a good boat with a good crew. They'll be able to take care of it for you. I mean, it's worth the gear of having a little bit of spectra on your reel to get that line capacity up, have the fluorocarbon to keep the fish from biting you off. I mean, you keep saying the same thing. Well, it'll work for this, right? I mean, yes, everything will work for things under perfect circumstances. But fishing doesn't ever come with perfect circumstances. Yeah. The hook winds up in the wrong spot. You get in a tangle with the guy next to you. You hook the fish on too light a gear. There's so many things that can and will go wrong. So if you can just do a little bit of preparedness and put more of those things in your favor, you're just going to have so much better odds when it's all said and done.
And that would include using fluorocarbon
as
your leader material.
Right, absolutely.
Resistance. Hey, hope that helps you out. Good luck. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
How about Rob in La Jolla up next on Let's Talk Hookup? Hi, Rob.
Good morning, Rob.
Yeah, hi, you guys. Good morning. Fantastic show.
Thank you.
My question was from yesterday. The guy said that after you get to a certain pound size on the bass, it gets like a leather shoe. I was wondering what your thoughts were on lobster, because I know those big lobsters, those, because I have caught some grande ones, but some people say that that's a lot tougher as opposed to the sweeter ones. They're supposed to be sweeter but smaller. I was wondering what your opinion was.
I don't know. I like the ones that are like that 2 to 3 pound size. That's like the perfect size. But,
I just wish I had the problem with 2 big ones, man.
But if I caught a 7-pounder, would I keep it? Yeah, probably. I mean, you said you've caught a bunch of big ones. How do they taste?
The ones that I've had I think the little ones are a little bit sweeter.
Yeah. We don't. I mean, I would love it if I had that issue, and I'm not an expert lobster fisherman. I love it, and most of the ones we catch are legal to maybe a couple of pounds, and we barbecue those. And then the rare few times when I've caught some big ones, which I don't think I've ever even had a 7-pounder, but big-ish ones. Sometimes we'll cook those things up, make like lobster tacos or things like that, where you're not just doing the lobster in the shell.
It has a tendency to be a little more rubbery.
I would think so,
but it still tastes good.
But I think that's partially because it just, it's tougher to cook. The stuff in the center is, in less time. The stuff on the outside, and I always cook mine in the barbecue. But I just wish I had that problem. I would love to tell you I know from expert use of catching all these big ones.
Still a couple months away from lobsters.
I'm ready, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Very good. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out who's got that killer Seaguar fluorocarbon prize pack with those Nomad DTX minnows and the tickets to the CCA event coming up August 12th at the Portuguese Hall in San Diego. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3/4-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3/4-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3/4-day, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
I can't wait to spend some quality time with my son fishing this year, teaching him about casting, how to choose bait, set the hook, and how to be safe on the water by always wearing a life jacket. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid. Contrast is clearer. Details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. All right, the big winner again, Nomad DTX minnows and 4 hand-picked spools of fluorocarbon. Again, several $100 value. What a rad prize pack, and thanks again, Dale. That's going to Minard in Temecula as well. You're going to get 2 tickets to that great CCA SD offshore shootout from BD Outdoors. August 12th at Portuguese Hall. You're getting 2 tickets to that. As well, 2 tickets are going to Norman in San Diego. Norman, congratulations. You guys are having a great time at that CCA event.
It's going to be a great event. Sunday, August 12th. Follow up. It's going to be the CCA San Diego event fundraiser, so be sure to be there. Hey, Dale, great job. Thanks for the great prize this morning.
Awesome,
and thank
buddy.
you for having such great products. The Seaguar fluorocarbon, such an awesome product.
Like I said, those guys make my job easy.
Yeah. No kidding. Somebody wants Seaguar fluorocarbon?
Well, let's see. There's retailers all over Southern California. I guarantee that there's not a fishing tackle store in Southern California that doesn't carry Seaguar fluorocarbon. You can always go to our website, seaguar.com, and I think there's a dealer locator there. But definitely not a problem finding Seaguar,
Yeah, for sure. Well, keep up the great work. Good luck on your trip on the Red Rooster 3.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
All right.
If we go to Guadalupe, I've never been there. So.
Yeah, well, call the show. Tell Andy, hey, call Let's Talk Hookup. Tell us how you're doing.
The boat comes in on that Sunday. Maybe I'll give you guys a call when the boat pulls in. Yeah,
sounds great. All right, Dale. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, gentlemen.
For all the support. And thank you for listening today. We'll be back next Saturday and Sunday. Live from North County Ford and Vista with Ken Corwin from Ken's Custom Reel. That's going to be a great event. Your next chance to win those great grand prizes will be at North County Ford next Saturday in Vista. And then next Sunday, Brad and Ken from the Make-A-Wish Tuna Challenge will be in the studio. Thanks to Adam for all he does on the other side of the glass. Be sure to download our app and listen live or listen to pre-recorded shows, including this show, which will be up there very, very shortly. And thanks for listening today to Let's Talk Hookup. We'll see you next Saturday and Sunday right back here on the Mighty 1090.